Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerd is a New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. The Filthy Casual, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, a.k.a. Baby Yogurt.
That's a good one. And yeah, we're back into the episode, and we're just going to keep trucking along. And we're going to start this off with a sad one, I guess. We knew this was coming. Eli, I don't know how much you know about this one, about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But she passed, so we just want to say, is that you, man?
That's me. I thought I turned that down, but
cool. Never mind.
I'm sharing the link out. Sorry.
Technical difficulty, but we're gonna keep it going anyway. So yeah, just want to say, rest in peace to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Be honest with you, I don't really know a whole lot about her. I feel bad about that. This is a comic book podcast, not a politics feminism podcast. So I don't know enough about her as I should.
She was on the Supreme Court.
We know that much. I think she was the second woman to be on the Supreme Court. But
yeah, she was like the first. She was the first woman to do a lot of shit. So
they had a movie about it, didn't it?
Yeah, the documentary. I heard there was. Yeah.
What was that movie? The basis of sex, the gender of sex, or something?
Oh yeah. With what's her face?
The chick from Star
Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I completely didn't know what that movie was, but I saw Gender Sex, the hot chick from Star Wars. I'm like, oh,
no, there was a documentary too. They made it just called RGB or RBG. RBG.
Or RGB, yeah, that's what the name is. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about her. All I know is that Trump hates her ass. So she can't be all that bad.
So. Well, and what's really bad is now there's a Supreme Court seat open.
And that's the thing. Like, we're not trying to get too much in politics, but from what I do know is that they've been waiting for her to check out for a while. Like the right, they've been waiting for her to check out for a while so they can fill that seat. So they're kind of happy about this.
And what baby's vampire blood are the fucking right drinking? How come they're never dying? Like
right, they just live forever. Just
like what the fuck, man?
On the suffering of others.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. So yeah, just rest in peace to RGB. Don't know a whole lot about her, but they got documentary stuff like that. She was a big deal. She's a big deal. So that's the thing.
A lot of women's rights for, she fought for a lot of women's rights.
And obviously it was some things that she wanted to make sure, like I think like she's been sick for a while. Like she got out of bed to sign something. I don't know what it was. She signed something to make sure it got passed. So she was a lot of things that were getting done even like the last couple of years because of her. So we know that much about her. Like I said, don't know a whole lot about her, but seemed like a cool person. So rest in peace. Wish we get more about it with that one. But Eli, let's just jump into this bad boy. You saw a movie.
Yeah.
Let's knock that. You saw a few movies, so we're back to doing movie reviews.
You want to talk about my movie first?
I want to talk about your movie first. I want to knock this out because I'm sort of kind of halfway curious, but not curious. But I just want to see if you can sell me on it. That's the thing.
Oh no, I'm not going to sell you. You're not going to want to watch this.
Okay, because my movie, I need to collect my thoughts on what I experienced. So, but I'm going to jump into it. But the movie you saw is Antebellum. And starring Janelle Monáe. Let's go ahead and get that.
I don't know who the hell she is. Sorry.
You don't know Janelle Monáe?
I do now because damn.
you look, this is you just Google perfect woman. That's her right there. When they was going out selling bath water, like I'll buy her shit. I'm sorry. But like Janelle Monáe, yes, she is talented.
Never heard of her. Don't know what she did.
She's been on my radar for a while. So,
I'm like I said, I'm way too metal to know about that. But now I just saw her in a movie, and I just got to say, damn.
Right. Like I said, we were taking for a while, but sell me on the movie other than Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe mostly would be like, sign me up, but sell me on this one.
This is like a thriller, psychological thriller, horror movie about slavery. I don't think you need to sell slavery on or sell.
Yeah, I'm kind of already checking out right now, but let me see. I'm gonna see if you can reel me back in.
But it's not. See, obviously the movie did something where it's making me think. I don't know if I liked it, but I think it did what it was supposed to. It pissed me off, but then there was a payoff at the end. There was like a cathartic release at the end where I was like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm like, is that enough? That's what I'm questioning. It's like, if all this was just exploitation,
right,
then it kind of leaves me with an empty feeling. You know what I mean? Because basically it's always like, okay, racism's bad,
mm-hmm.
but then the racists get their asses beat. So that's cool, right?
I mean, that's good. But I mean, the thing is, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but if you get your ass beat for 90 minutes and you whoop a slave master's ass for 5 minutes, I don't know if that makes you feel good. Even if you may whoop his ass, but that's not enough for me.
But there's a psychological like thing that happens, and I don't want to give away the spoilers because finding out what's really going on is part of this movie's journey. I think that's what works for the movie. The only thing the movie has going for it is not knowing what's really going on. But when you do find out, it is kind of, oh, okay, I get it. And then in that sense, it's kind of like Get Out or Us in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're like, oh, okay. But then at the end, you're like, okay, that's kind of it. Is that it? You know? And that's what I'm saying. It kind of leaves you with this empty feeling. Like, okay, you pissed me off for half the movie, but you did give me like a payoff, but then that's kind of it. And I'm saying, and I guess what my issue with the movie is using like racism and slavery for exploitative purposes.
Right. And that's like, honestly, looking at the trailer, that's what I was worried about. And
like, you could say like, okay, Django. Mm-hmm. Django Unchained did the same thing, but at least that was like a story. There was a hero. There was a hero's journey. You rooted for the guy. He was saving his wife. There was like a purpose, purpose to the plot and the setting.
Even Django for me was a little bit borderline because I did feel like they got their ass whooped a little bit too much and it waited way too late for Django to like really exact vengeance. I know he went all out when he finally got there, but for me, I felt like it took too long for him to finally get there.
Yeah. But this is just like this. Yeah. I mean, and I guess that's what, the people I were watching it with, they were very disturbed by what they were seeing,
Right.
And well, rightfully so. Yes. Slavery is bad. Racism sucks. We know that people of color don't need to be reminded.
But for some reason, Hollywood loves to remind us.
Yes. Yes. And this is my issue with like, I'm Native American. Most Native American movies are just about that. Native suffering. It's all about our tragic history, all the shitty things that's been done to us, and basically how much it sucks to be Native. And I, especially me being a nerd comic book fan, I go to movies to have fun. And
escapism, something, nothing's wrong with that. People make it seem like a bad thing, but it's not.
Yeah, most Native movies are not fun to watch.
Right.
And I can see that like people watching this one are like, well, where's this isn't fun. This is uncomfortable. Why am I watching this?
Right.
And I guess that's the issue. Like, okay, well, yeah, racism sucks and people are racist should get their asses whooped in the end. So, and then that's about it. That's about all. That's the only point. So simply put, this is basically an exploitation movie, kind of, and that might not.
It sounded like everything that I thought this movie was going to be, you telling me I was basically right.
That might not sit well with some people, and I think it's not. I think it's not. But I guess, and that's the thing. I'm wondering. I don't know if I liked it. I like the fact that they got their asses, that they, the racists got their comeuppance in the end. I like that.
Right.
But I could watch it, I could, go on Facebook and see a Nazi get punched,
Right. Well, you just punch a Nazi, just.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess.
I know you're saying you mixed about how you feel. I mean, whether you like the movie or not. Yeah. But do you think the movie stuck with you, or like did you, or like is it one of those movies you just So that's something.
It had an effect on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had an effect on me. It's making me think. It is a horror movie. It is being sold as a horror psychological thriller. Horror movies are supposed to invoke fear and uncomfort. On that note, it worked. So I say it works. It works on that level. It does what it's supposed to do. It's just, did I enjoy that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I'm questioning. So, yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna just give a rebuttal. Like I said, I haven't seen this movie at all. I'm gonna just give my take on why I haven't seen this movie. Honestly, I'm just sick of slave movies. I'm just sick of them and all.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, now, should they stop making them? I don't think they should stop making them. I mean, you know, they got that old story that those who choose to forget history are condemned to repeat it. So they can make them, but they don't even have to watch them. I don't have to watch all this stuff all the time. So if you make a slave movie here, make a slave movie there, 12 years a slave.
I guess, you know, I will condemn. I guess this was a black made movie. There are moments. There's some very enjoyable moments in this movie. And I guess it all comes down to the perspective you're writing it from, you know. Yeah, because like I said, a lot of Native movies are about Native tragedy, and I don't have a good time watching them. And,
right. Like you want to see us be more empowered. You want to see black superhero movies. You want to see Native superhero movies. You know, things like that.
Yeah, yeah, like exactly like that. That's why I was hoping New Mutants was going to be something more than it was. Like because all Native movies are about suffering and how tragic our past is. And here comes New Mutants. So like, okay, here's a Native superhero, but she don't do shit either. But get called a bunch of racial slurs by some racist white chick. You know,
right? And she didn't do anything about it till after the fact,
and barely does anything about it,
right?
You know, so I get that. I get the you know the desire to see more than just being reminded of how hard it is to be a person of color.
Right. I mean, we know that we don't need to pay money to see that to be reminded of that,
and we don't need pity. We don't want, you know, we're not trying to get everybody guilty and feel bad for us or any of that shit. No, we just want to have a good time, see some cool stories with our people in it.
Right.
You know,
that's the thing. That's what you want to see. Now, since
this is more like a Twilight Zone. It's kind of like a Twilight Zone. I guess that's about more. It's like a long, drawn out Twilight Zone episode.
Now, let me ask you, because I don't know how much you know behind the scenes of. Did Jordan Peele have anything to do with this movie?
Didn't he like help produce it or something? Or was it like it said the producers of Us and Get Out?
But that's Blumhouse. That's not even him.
Okay, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Sure. It sounds like they're trying to make you think he has something to do with this movie, but he probably didn't. Or maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So I don't know whether he was or not. The movie wants you to think he did. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm just like, she fine as hell. She will be in more movies.
She is fine as hell. I know people are having a little. I heard people kind of like, what the hell is really happening? It's not that much of a mystery. It's, you know, once you find out what it is, it's pretty straightforward.
Eli, we're too used to Marvel movies. You got to spoon feed us this shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get what's going on, and it does seem pretty plausible. Like, okay,
if you don't name the plot 3 times, we don't catch it.
I can see that happen. I can actually see this happening. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, if you're into horror flicks, this could be you know, worth a look. You know. That's about all I could say. I know you're not into horror flicks. I don't think you would enjoy it. That's all, you know.
That's the thing.
What I know about you, I don't, you know, you won't even watch Candyman, so you ain't gonna watch this shit.
I will eventually get around to watching it someday. Oh man. All right. So elaborate on it. What you
got? My first initial reaction, I was like, oh, that was kind of cool, because I was like pissed off, and then like, yeah. And I had to rush, and I you know, but then after thinking about it, it's not as good as I initially thought. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move on. Now, like I said, we like to go to the movies to see escapism, and there is no more escapism than this movie that I saw, because I watched the movie also, and the movie I saw was Tenet.
Ooh, the big tentpole movie of the
big tentpole movie. This is supposed to movie. Oh, not that. It's supposed to save us. This movie that's supposed to save us all together. Tenet is supposed to save Hollywood. It did not. This movie is probably, I'm pretty sure, is Christopher Nolan's worst performing box office movie. Not any fault of his own, but it's just the way it is right now. Any box office movie is going to suffer right now.
COVID's a motherfucker.
COVID's a motherfucker. You can't beat it. So what do I think about this movie? I'm trying to think, what do I think about this movie? I don't know what to think about this movie, Eli. Here's the thing. I have no idea what the fuck was going on in this movie.
So it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
It's worse. It's like Christopher Nolan times 10. Like some Christopher Nolan you can kind of follow. I don't even know what the fuck a Tenet is.
I thought it was 10 and then 10 backwards.
No. I mean, that is a point to it. It is a palindrome where it's spelled Tenet backwards. It was play into it.
Like Bob and Bob.
Right. So it's all that. But as far as like, why is it called Tenet? What does Tenet have to do? What was he trying to do? I don't know. But here's the funny thing about this movie. Eli, I was engaged almost 100% the entire time. Even though I had no clue what the fuck was happening. I was still engaged with what was going on. I was like, oh, because you know the main base of what's going on. Good guy, bad guy, sidekick, evil dude, damsel in distress, plot to save the world. Okay, I get that. Here's the thing, what Christopher Nolan did and what I think he was trying to do. Because the thing is, the action scenes on this, the action scenes are amazing. This is a straight up action. We always shit on Christopher Nolan for his action scenes. Watch this movie. Like, you're not going to shit on his action scenes for this one. He went balls to the wall with this one. This is like the most actioniest movie he's done so far. And this is the guy that made Batman. So he goes all out with this. It almost felt like he made a movie like, I'm going to just revolve the movie around the action scenes and just make a plot around that. Because it just feel like they just talking just to get to the next cool ass action scene. And that's what it felt like. You know, what else can I say about this movie? Here's one reason why it's confusing. It's a time travel movie. Spoilers. So that's one reason why it's fucking confusing. But it's a Christopher Nolan time travel movie. So the rules don't apply like any other time travel movie.
Not Back to the Future or
Back to the Future was bullshit.
Or Endgame.
Endgame was bullshit.
Terminator.
Terminator was bullshit. They got their own time travel rules. They go either way to say every time travel movie you saw was bullshit. This is how it works. So I was confused the whole fucking time. But when the action was going on, even because the action scenes, like they telling you what's going to happen in the action scenes, but even when you're like, what? Two dudes. And another thing, why you can't understand what's going on with this movie. The sound mixing is not going to win any awards whatsoever. The sound mixing sucked in this movie. And I thought maybe it was a theater I went to, but it's not, because I went online and saw what's going on. Everybody said the sound mixing was off in this movie, because Christopher Nolan even said he doesn't give a shit about the sound mixing. Because when he films a movie on set, on location. He don't do green screen. He don't do CGI. It's right there. And whatever dialogue he catches, that's what he catches. He do not have people come in ADR or voice over this stuff to make it clear. If you don't catch it, that's it. One time, John David Watts was just like, what the fuck? And I don't know what the fuck was happening in that movie, babe, but that's just what was going on. But at the end of the day, and I think the point, and here's the thing, like, because the thing is, the movie, I think, is deep. I think it has something it's trying to say. Because once I got out of the movie theater, there are all kind of think pieces, all kind of, 45-minute, hour-long YouTube essays explaining, breaking down the ending, breaking down the plot, breaking down Easter eggs, stuff like that. I think everybody's kind of missing the point. I think what Christopher Nolan was really trying to do was make a movie that was nonsensical and just make a flat-out action movie to basically show you that all that matters is the feeling you get from the movie. Because you're getting all this badass action, you're getting all this awesome feeling, you're getting this, great, and that's why he wanted you to go to the movies to see this in the theater, because this is a movie that has to be seen in the theaters to watch. But he wanted you to see this in the theaters to get that feeling about what's going on. It doesn't matter. Twice in the movie, even the characters in the movie tell you, stop worrying about the plot, stop worrying about the details, just get the shit done. So the plot doesn't matter. Until you get to the last act when shit goes fucking nuts, and I don't know what the fuck was happening. People were running around in reverse. Other guys were going this way. Dudes were blowing up a building. Dudes were unblowing up a building.
Oh, in the movie. I thought you meant in the theater.
Oh, like fuck this. I'm out.
I'm out of it.
Like, no. So all this weird shit was going on, but since they didn't explain the shit, or they did explain it and I didn't understand it, it's just like, fuck it, So more shit I want to talk about this movie as far as the acting. John David Washington. Okay, Eli, here's why I did like this movie, why I might get an extra point. You know how everybody always talking about Idris Elba needs to be the Black James Bond. We need a new James Bond movie. He needs to be the 007. Everybody's like, shut and shoot that shit down. Stop trying to take away our characters. Make your own characters. Honestly, I felt like Christopher Nolan heard that criticism and was like, hold my beer. Because at the end of the day, this is a Black James Bond movie. He made a Black spy movie.
I will give Christopher Nolan that ever since like the Batman movies, he's trying to do like his own thing and not do a remake or a sequel or
this movie is original. This is not a if it is, it's a movie I've never seen before, but this is one of the most original plots or movies I've ever seen before. But yes, it has a lot of James Bond tropes in it. But of course, John David Washington, for those that don't know who he is, he's Denzel Washington's son. I'm sorry, he doesn't have the sex appeal of Denzel Washington, which they actually make fun of it in the movie. They were like, you have to go meet this woman and do this. You must have overestimated my sex appeal. And Michael Caine, who's in every Christopher Nolan movie, was like, oh no, I didn't. But at the same time, he's still charismatic. He has a screen presence. He sounds like Denzel. He sounds and walks like he don't look anything like Denzel, but he sounds and walks like Denzel. So when you see him and he's talking off screen, it'll throw you out the movie. You're like, is Denzel this movie? What the fuck? Okay. So he does a great job of playing a Black James Bond doing that, but he's his own character. And everybody wants to know about Robert Pattinson. How did he do in this movie?
Oh, that's right. He's in this. Huh?
He in this movie also, but he's not in it a whole lot. But when he is in the movie, Eli, honestly, he's a scene stealer. Like people wonder about whether or not he can play Batman. After watching this movie, he can play Batman in his sleep. Like easily, not an issue. Honestly, he might need to audition for James Bond. Because the way he was like, the way everybody was wearing these suits and the action and stuff like that, it's basically, like I said, Christopher Nolan was making a James Bond movie that like really, really leaned into the time travel motifs of it. So that's at the end of the day what he was doing. Honestly, if you watch a James Bond movie ahead of time, you won't know what the fuck going on in those movies either. So you just know cool shit's happening. So that's all I got to say about this movie. It was an awesome feeling for 2/3 of the movie to the third act where it was just sensory overload. And I don't know what the hell was going on with that one. If you're going to see it, go see it in theaters, but don't risk your life to go see it in theaters. Wait till nobody's there, then go see it. Because if you're watching it, watch it at home, you're not going to get the same feeling. I guarantee you, especially if you got like a shitty TV, shitty surround sound system, you're not going to get that feeling. Because the plot didn't make any fucking sense. So overall, I'm going to give the movie a 3.5 out of 5 if you see it in theaters, 3 out of 5, maybe even 2.5 out of 5 if you see it at home. Especially your shit sucks. So yeah, Black James Bond. They need to make another one. I want a Tenet 2. If they want to make a Tenet 2, I'd watch it. But Christopher Nolan don't do sequels, so fuck it. Now you ready to jump into the other shit?
Yeah, what are we doing?
All right, so now what we're gonna do is, did I do it? I did do it. We're gonna do Lovecraft Country.
Oh, okay.
And I'm tired and people are just now finding out about this. I don't know what the fuck is going on, Eli, but people are just now starting to find out about this show, even though we've been talking about it from the beginning. And I still keep people typing Lovecraft County. It is not Lovecraft County. It is Lovecraft Country. God damn it. So yeah, the episode we're looking at is Meet Me in the Daegu?
Daegu? Is that right?
Daegu? Okay.
Daegu? Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, fuck it. Anyway, this episode is pretty much 100. Oh, wrong chick.
Yeah.
Where'd I put? Shit. Fuck it. Jamie Chung. Jamie Chung is the main protagonist of this episode. It's pretty much about her. And for those that don't know, that haven't been paying attention to the episode, this is not her first appearance in the show. She was in the first episode. She was the red alien chick flying down. I looked and I was like, is that Jamie Chung? What the fuck? So I knew if they hired Jamie Chung in the first episode, I knew she was going to show up and do, something else. I don't want going to be just that one time. So she's back again, Eli. And like I said, this is Jamie Chung. She's come a long way from Sucker Punch.
Oh, Sucker Punch.
Yeah, because people forget she was in that one. So yeah, she's in there. So this is a whole episode to herself. And Eli, a lot of people are saying this is the worst episode they've seen so far. I've been checking Twitter, checking the feed so far. They were like, oh, they finally missed. They missed the episode. And here's my thing. This was my favorite episode.
I was about to say, what the fuck are they watching?
But that's the thing. I think they have different expectations of what they expect, because they were expecting like the other people in the episode. Like nobody was there except Tick. That was there, and even Tick was there. He was pretty much like an auxiliary character. He wasn't the main character. Like it was about her, and I think they didn't want to. I think because they weren't paying attention, or she came out knowing the whole story about her, they couldn't connect or relate to her, whatever like that. But honestly, like I said, I was looking for Jamie Chung to be in one of these episodes. She finally showed up, and she killed it. Like I said.
And I think this was like those bottle episodes where it's just gonna now this continuing forward, the show is going to go back to our main characters, but this was just about a glimpse into Tick's past, and focus and just giving a sense of who she was and why she's so significant, why he was dreaming about her earlier on in the show.
Right.
But yeah, I thought I literally just got done watching it right before we recorded, and I thought it was dope. This is one of my favorite episodes. I thought the storyline was. It was very well written, very well self-contained, and told a complete story in one episode. And it was very touching. It was a love story, even though there was all this fucked up shit happening.
Right.
And you got a sense of who she was and him.
Because it made you look at Tick actually in a different light.
Yeah.
Because he's always been the hero and a protagonist. Now that he's not the protagonist, you can look at him, like I said, all this fucked up shit he's been doing. Now you can see the fucked up shit he's been doing.
Yeah.
And how it affects other people, like it affects her.
Yeah. And how like it makes like that one early, like a couple episodes ago when what's her face? The chick. Black Canary chick. What's her name? When she sees him like freaking out and he gets all she's afraid of his anger.
Right.
That side of him scares her.
Right.
You see where it's coming from in this episode. It traces back to the whole series.
Because he had to do stuff in the war, and that's why they kept asking him in the show, like, do you have PTSD? Do you have shell shock? Maybe he does, but he's in denial that he doesn't,
And he's aware of it. And he even tells her like, hey, there's stuff I've done I'm not proud of, and I don't like it when I get this way, and blah 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 blah, and I don't want to hurt you, and he's explained that, and it felt like it felt more real and more like it mattered more in this episode because you see where it all came from, and plus just the gray areas, like everybody has the capacity. It just that theological idea or theme of everybody has the capacity to be a monster or whatever, like
right. And also nature versus
darkness
nurture
is within darkness within us,
right, because of what's going on, because like I said, she has a monster within her made from her mother, and also Tick feels like he's a monster made by his father. So are our parents making us monsters? Yeah, and the war and our surroundings and just the environment that we live in and the political climate, the war that happens, that feeds into our darkness and the evil things that men do or humans are capable of. Right. And then and especially that scene where she wants to kill Tick because he killed her friend. Exactly. And then she starts having feelings for him. And then when that whole scene between him and then the Asian guy, the Asian American. Right, the Asian American guy, right, yeah. Yeah, and she's like, holy crap, why are you here if you're fighting for a country that doesn't love or doesn't support you? He's like, I was drafted. Like, I had no choice, And he's telling her. But that's the same thing that the Nazis were saying. I was just following order. Oh, yeah. I know we're talking about two different things. You're talking about the Asian guy. I was drafted. I don't want to be here. Yeah, and that's Tick's excuse too. I was just following orders, but they, the Asian guy was like, I had no choice. I had to come here. Yeah, they hate me. They're racist to me over in my country. I come over here, they hate me too because I'm from that country. Right. And, so they look at him like an outsider. Either way he goes. So no matter where he goes, he's an outsider. Oh, let's take a caller. Who do we got? Fat T in the house. I mean, I got to leave now. Watch the show before y'all ruin the rest of it for me. Oh yeah, we're gonna fuck this show up for you. Yeah, man, you better not. Yeah, you better go. We're gonna fuck this show up for you. We got some more stuff we got to say. Hold up. No se quieren son pero de regla de piñas. I do not have void. What is void? We regular opinions.
I don't know what that means. Sorry.
Fuck. I know this, but I don't know this. I know I do not have, but fuck. If anybody Spanish, let me know what they mean.
Well, shout out to Zoila, whoever that is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They follow us on Twitch, so yeah. But here's another thing. Honestly, Eli, I'm about to do because the show tapped into what I like, and I know we don't talk about this on the show.
What, hentai?
Let me explain. Okay. Like I said, the show was about, like I said, Jamie Chung became a 9-tailed demon fox. Now, Eli, do you know anywhere else in pop culture that has that same 9-tailed demon fox shows up?
I don't know, but it looked like a Pokemon thing.
Here's a hint. Well, for everybody else that know, Twitter blew up when this shit happened. They're like, wait, she turns into a 9-tailed demon fox that's a host that she hides? It's Naruto.
Oh,
or Naruto. Yes,
okay.
That's exactly what that is about. He is a ninja that has a 9-tailed demon fox inside him, but since he learned how to control it, it gave some superpowers. Okay. So that's the whole thing about it. So I watched this. Believe Dr. Bayo, believe it, motherfucker. All that shit he's saying, all that shit. So we were like, damn, Tick lost his virginity to some weird ass Naruto hentai fan fiction. Okay, go with it. You know, so but that's when I started. Like, soon as they started doing it, the 9 tails, I went to Google and I was just like, okay, translates for me in Japanese. What the fuck are they talking about? Or Korean? What the fuck are they talking about? And I looked at it, I was like, the 9-tailed demon fox. So this is why I started realizing that, okay, the same lore in this, because this is basically Eastern mythology. You know, just like Western culture has the Eastern mythology, Eastern mythology had their own culture. They call it the Kamiho in Korea, where she's from, but in Japan they call it the Kibyo. But it's the same thing, 9-tailed demon fox that hosts, and it's usually a beautiful girl that use it, because basically, okay, in the Eastern culture that's that, but in the Western culture, what is that? That is a succubus, or is that Eastern culture also? I don't know where it's from. Anyway, she's a succubus.
Succubus, yeah, is a demon
demon that eats men, swallows them, hosts like that. At first, I thought she was turned to a spider or some shit, like the spider.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah, she was like a tarantula or something.
And I think they wanted you to think that at first until they broke it down. Like, no, she's the 9-tailed fox. And I guarantee, Eli, the showrunners knew. The showrunners knew that they did this shit. You're gonna get some anime fuckers that were gonna like, I know what that is. You remember Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. So I was that asshole that did it. Even though I know, we weren't going to talk about anime or hentai on this show, we did anyway.
I'll just go on the record and say that scene was again fucking brutal.
Here's the fucked up part about it, Eli. It fucked me up because I'm like, okay, it's Jamie Chung. Jamie Chung's in the news scene. I'm like, yes, high five. We finally got it. We got it. Like, no, don't go there. Don't do that. It fucked me up, man. Oh yeah. So,
but when the dude exploded, I was like, oh.
I was like, I don't know how to feel right now, man. It's like the weirdest boner ever. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I just thought it was like, yeah, this movie is pushing it, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing I like about this episode, because I felt like it switched up the formula. I felt like too much, like, how we were talking about Antebellum, like it was just, let's just like cash in on Black trauma.
Yeah, yeah.
And I felt like Lovecraft Country, it was cool at first, but by the 5th show or the 6th show, I'm like, okay, I've read a bunch of X-Men comics. I get it. Racism, science fiction, it's all one thing. You're trying to do this thinly veiled thing. That wears thin for me after a while. You can't carry a show just like that.
It does. I feel, I agree. I feel like the show does get a little preachy at sometimes.
Yeah, was leaning into it a little bit too much.
It's very like in your face is with I get it. Yes, we get, like I said, we know racism's bad. We know, like using the James Baldwin and the Whitey's on the moon and all that stuff. We get it. Yeah, we understand. You don't have to spoon feed us it. Right. Just give us a Give us a cool horror movie score. It would work the same way.
Dip into other mythologies. Like I said, this is the Lovecraft story, so we want other monster movies, because going to halfway across the world with another monster story, it actually fleshes out the lore of the entire, Lovecraft Country universe.
And it just shows that, how universal these themes are. Like these,
like I said, we just talked about the Kamiho, and the succubus, different things, but they all talk about the same things,
Yeah, I mean, these are universal themes that transcend all cultures and races, and we can all relate to. And in the end, this was a very well made, very touching love story. I was like, wow, this is a really well written. I thought that scene where she was like, that was just some real shit. They were both telling the truth. She's like, I was gonna kill you. I'm a monster, and I was gonna kill you.
Right.
Because you killed my friend. And then he's like, well, I was, I was, why are you telling me this? And, that was such a real, honest conversation that they had with each other without revealing the truth. You know what I mean?
Right. That we don't have to be monsters. That's basically what they were trying to say.
Yeah. Like she admitted that she's a monster without revealing that how much of a monster she was.
Right. Like, no, she's really a monster. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really a monster. And yes, I was really going to kill you. She didn't tell I was going to suck out your soul and all that shit.
Right.
but yeah, I mean, I thought that was great. And just like, that one, the scene where he loses her virginity and she's like, I don't want to hurt you. I was like, ha!
Because she could kill you anytime. Oh man, I couldn't enjoy it because I thought she was gonna monster out and some shit.
And that's what I was thinking. That scene, the scene where Tick loses his virginity was very intense.
I'm like, damn, Eli, I can't even enjoy a Jamie Chung news scene because I'm thinking she's gonna freak the fuck out.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, is she gonna like fucking morph out and start growing tentacles and shit? And I was like, and it was like so intense, yeah. But then he was like, the 3-pump chump, and he was done. And I was like, whew.
Oh, this never happens.
Yeah.
Oh man, so yeah, like I said, and honestly, Eli, I think because they have been leaning into has been heavily, behind the racism themes, behind science fiction stuff like that. I think since they did kind of, and they didn't go away from it, they just dialed it back on this episode.
Yeah,
but it was still there.
It was still there. It was just racism and bigotry in another country.
Right, but I think because it wasn't people were used to, and it was such a departure, I think that's why people are saying this was the worst show.
Yeah,
and because
yeah, and then seeing Tick not be so heroic.
Exactly. He's been our hero the whole time. Yeah, but I understand what this show is trying to do now. Now that we've gotten to the 6th episode, I understand what the show is trying to do. The show is an anthology show. Like what they really doing, because so far every show that we've gotten past the 4th episode, they're focusing on one person. That person is protagonist. Like last episode was Ruby. Next episode is going to be Hippolyta, which she's going to be Amazon. So remember I said about the Wonder Woman connection? Yeah. They lean into it. Especially like the daughter's Diana. Anyway, spoiler for next episode. But what they're doing, like I said, it's an anthology show where there is a thread connecting everybody, but really they're all separate episodes. Mm-hmm. And I think people haven't caught on to that yet. They're thinking the show is this, but it's really that. Yeah. And I think that's what's throwing people off right now. They don't know how to take the show, but after this show, I get it. I understand.
Because each episode is so different. Like, remember the first episode? This is going to be about the whole season is going to be about them trying to find their dad. They find their dad in the second episode and they kill the uncle. It's going to be about and they're going to be, these racist cops that turn into monsters, and that's going to be what the whole show's about. No, by the second episode, it was this other weird witchcraft thing, and then the third episode where it was a haunted house episode, and and then the next episode was like the Indiana Jones episode,
Goonies, Indiana Jones.
So every
episode after that was a werewolf episode, basically. Yeah,
and this one's the anime
anime
hentai show. So they're attacking.
Give the fans what they want.
They're attacking every genre in this show.
So now I get it. I understand. I was still worried about where it was going, but now I get what the show was trying to do, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So all right, moving past that, what do we got next? Let's get into, since we're on Lovecraft Country, let's stay with Jonathan Majors, who is the protagonist of Lovecraft Country. Let's just jump into this because this is weird. And I'm just going to see where is that.
It is kind of weird that they're choosing,
yeah,
that movie this is the movie that they're going to bring him out in.
Boom. Okay. I tucked up some long shit. Anyway, he's going to be in Ant-Man 3. We know he's canceled Ant-Man 3. And they're saying that he's going to be in Ant-Man 3 as Kang the Conqueror. And I'm like, the fuck? Kang the Conqueror? And most people don't know who Kang the Conqueror is, what kind of Kang the Conqueror is, why Kang the Conqueror is, when Kang the Conqueror is. But the thing is, Kang the Conqueror is basically like a multiverse, dimension, time-hopping Avengers threat. Like, he's a big deal. Like, if they wanted to, he could be like the next Thanos. Like, after they plan on Thanos, he could be the next big bad for the whole universe. But nah, they're just going to stick him in an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
Eli, which is your favorite franchise.
That's what I'm saying. Why are they bringing Kang into an Ant-Man movie?
Right.
They really want me to see Ant-Man movies, don't they?
Right, like Falcon versus Thanos. Like, what the fuck, man? It's just like, okay. Because the thing is, if Ant-Man is Ant-Man, how the fuck are you going to fight Kang? Kang is OP. First off, the last movie, Ant-Man barely beat Egghead's daughter. And the movie before that, he barely beat Falcon. Now he's going to fight Kang the Conqueror. This dude can hop around dimensions. First off, Kang the Conqueror but Kang the Conqueror just opens up so much potential to what the MCU could do. So hopefully he's not a one and done villain. They do a one and done villain with Kang. They just completely fucked up.
Yeah.
Because there's so much shit you can do with him. He, like I said, he time travels. He invented the pyramids because, like I said, black people can't do it because it's too advanced.
He's a pharaoh.
Yeah, he was a pharaoh back then. They've even retconned it where he raised Apocalypse or some shit. I don't know.
I haven't read any of the newer stories. Like last time. Well, wait. When did I see him last? Wasn't he in that one, the Deodato book with Thanos and Infinity Wars? Was it? Infinity Wars.
Was he in that?
Didn't he pop up in that?
I don't remember him popping up, but he might have been. I don't know. Last one I remember he was in, I think, like the book before that. Remember when the Woke Avengers was around? He popped up in that one.
All new, all woke.
All new, all different. Yeah.
All woke.
Yeah.
Same shit.
The same shit, yeah. And so he popped up in there and he was causing all kind of crazy shit like that. Like he's going back in time and he controlled Iron Man to kill one of the Avengers. One writer even had, remember when Hank Pym, Ant-Man used to beat his wife?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Kang. It was me all along. I controlled you this shit. They threw this shit out. They were like, fuck it. And it's like, because you really can't kill the guy because if you kill him, another Kang will hop into the timeline to take his place anyway. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know.
I just remember as a kid, I think it was a Fantastic Four book I read as a kid where he went back to the dinosaur times. And I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is why it took so long for Kang to show up because he was actually a Fox property.
Oh,
because he debuted in Fantastic Four, so they couldn't use him until now. So now that they use them, now they got the whole Fantastic Four, blah blah blah. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
I
always thought he was cool. I had his figure. He was one of the first action for the Secret Wars. Remember those old Secret Wars figures back in the day?
Yeah, back in the 80s and stuff. Yeah, they made a comic just to crank out toys. Yeah, I think a toy company owned them back then.
He was one of the first ones. Like, I remember this guy. I remember he was one of the first figures I bought and shit.
I do know one thing. They need to change their costume. The Go-Go boots got to go.
So, everybody's go. Oh, hey, what's up, Cam?
Cam, what's going on?
Yeah, from Blurred Up. Shout out to Blurred Up.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. All right, so let's move on past that. We got some more news coming up, and we're going to stick with Marvel. And because not only do we have a new Kang the Conqueror, we also have a new She-Hulk. And you know what? Yeah. I don't have that poster, but you know what? Fuck it. We just going to roll right into that bad boy. All right, so let's go crank this bad boy up. So, yes, what's her name? Tatiana blah, blah, blah? Something?
Maslany?
I don't know.
Maslany, yeah.
Yeah, so she's going to be the new She-Hulk. People are freaking the fuck out. They really are freaking out because they're like, why is she not 8 feet tall? Why didn't I get this Amazon bodybuilder that's online? I'm like, dude, they can just CGI this shit, man. They don't have to get Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, like Mark Ruffalo was like...
Right, like Mark Ruffalo is 8 feet tall, muscles on muscles and shit. No, they're just going to CGI this shit. They don't need that. Oh, and then you got the comic gators are coming out the gate. Oh, they got a woke She-Hulk now. They got a woke Hulk version now. They got an SJW feminist version. Like, they've had this shit since the 80s, man.
What do you think the Hulk is? She-Hulk
Right. Like, well, if you do that, if you're gonna make a female Hulk, then I demand a Wonder Man. I'm like, they have a Wonder Man. It's just the fucking 60s.
Why aren't her tits that bigger than that?
People just are idiots for no fucking reason, man. Yeah. So She-Hulk has a whole thing. She actually is pretty much an original. Like, she started off, she's the Hulk's cousin, but they've done so much stuff with She-Hulk. She's her own character. She's her own thing. Fun fact about it, I just throw that out there. She's actually the last character that Stan Lee created for like the main Marvel universe. You know, that's her. Made it back in the 80s before he did his own thing. But here's another thing, Eli. There's another camp that's even pissed. That's got nothing to do with that. They pissed about some other stuff.
Oh yeah.
They saying they cast the wrong person.
They cast the wrong person.
Yeah.
Oh, because they wanted what's her face.
Boom.
Brie, yeah.
Alison Brie. They wanted Alison Brie for her.
Yeah, because she's 8 foot tall and muscle bound.
Right, and muscle bound, stuff like that. Right. She's just as tiny as this chick. But here's the thing about it, Alison Brie, because when Marvel, I don't know if this is true or not, when Marvel's putting out casting calls for Get a She-Hulk, they put out there, we want an Alison Brie type. And I think Alison Brie even tweeted like, I'm an Alison Brie type. Like, no, not
I
not
remember
you.
that. I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
We're like, no, not you. Like you, you know, it's kind of like that your crush, you know, when she looks at you and say, I wish I had a guy, I wish I had a boyfriend just like you. Like,
yeah,
I'm just like me, not you, like you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the funny thing. But here's another thing, Eli, because like I said, this is the MCU and she's in Community. She's like the only Community actor that's not in these movies. It's other than Chevy Chase, but he'll never be in this shit, you know.
Wait, is Yvette Shirley has
Endgame.
She was in Endgame?
Yeah.
Was she in Endgame? I gotta watch it again now.
She was in Endgame and Senior Chang was in Endgame.
Oh, I remember Senior Chang. I know Abed was in like Civil War.
He was in Winter Soldier.
Britta,
Glover.
What was Britta?
Donald Glover was in Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was in Spider-Man. What was Britta in?
Okay, Britta wasn't in anything.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Joel McHale. Joel wasn't in the MCU movie, but he was in Spider-Man 2, the old one.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was the banker in that one. So, yeah. So, sorry, Alison Brie, you don't get the paycheck. This chick seems like she's pretty fucking awesome. They say she's an Orphan Black.
Yeah.
They say have you seen that?
I never finished it, but it was what I saw of it was pretty good. Yeah, she plays like all these different clones of herself. So
it sounds like she tailor-made for this then.
Yeah. She can act.
It is weird because, like I said, in the comics, She-Hulk just stays She-Hulk the whole time. Like, she can turn back if she wants to. She just don't want to. She's like, I just want to be an 8 foot tall green chick, you know, because that's cooler than being this mousy looking chick right here. But I think to save money, they're gonna go back and forth. You know, and here's the thing: she's a lawyer. That's another thing about it. She's like a superhero lawyer, so they can have like superheroes popping up. She, you know,
Daredevil.
I think one time she did like cross-examine Daredevil, some shit like that. Like he was defending, whatever. They can do some shit with She-Hulk. She's not Hulk. They have other stuff they can do with her. She's actually a pretty fun character. Get to know her. She don't have all that trauma and backstory and shit. Like, well, sometimes she don't. Sometimes she does. But most times she's just a fun character. You know. Yeah. Moving past it, what do we got? What else we got? Mandalorian.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this. To be honest with you,
looks dope, right?
It does look dope. It does look dope. But I mean, it's like since I just watched it before we started, I don't know. I can't look at that Easter egg here and Easter egg there. I can't break the shit down like that. I'm just.
What did I see? I saw X-wings.
Okay.
I saw the Gamorrean guards like in some like wrestling ring. You know?
Some kind of cage pit fighting something.
Yeah, I saw speeder bikes, like the old biker scouts on the speeder bikes and shit.
Mm-hmm. Mando doesn't know what a Jedi is.
Yeah, they're talking about the Jedi. Some old so that's what they want. They want to bring Baby Yoda to the Jedi, who are in hiding or supposedly.
Right, he like Jedi. Fuck
this
that.
Is after. This is after Return of the Jedi. So this is between the old trilogy and the new trilogy. So, Jedi are. I mean, Luke is supposed to be. Luke has supposed to be starting his Jedi Academy with Kylo Ren and all that. You know, which we never saw. You know, but yeah, there was like a Jedi. I guess that Jedi chick is supposed to be a wrestler. I don't know who that
I
is.
guess, like I said, it was just a bunch of shit thrown at me. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Definitely gonna get into it.
Yeah, but
did you see Boba Fett?
No, we didn't see Boba Fett.
Okay, he's got the jetpack. He got the jetpack.
He's got a jetpack. Yeah, Boba Fett's supposed to be in it. They're saying Ahsoka is supposed to be in this season.
Rosario Dawson. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it looks dope. I'm there.
So cool. More Mando and Baby Yoda. And he's on the poster this time. They make sure Baby Yoda is there,
Yeah. And he's been I've been seeing a lot of Baby Yoda merchandise at the store now. So
they will not get caught with their pants down this time. They fucked up the first time. No, he's gonna be there this time.
Yeah.
So what else we got? All right. So did you see the WandaVision trailer?
No.
You didn't?
No. Not since there's a new one?
There's a new one. Yeah.
No, I did not see it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it for you, anything like that. You can watch it. I don't know what to spoil for you, but yeah, it's kind of based what they did, but they show some of the characters. They basically, in their bewitched looking thing and stuff like that. And ask like, when you gonna have kids? And then she start freaking the fuck out and shit like that, So and you can even see her like creating chairs and snapping her fingers, and Vision goes from like robot to Paul Bettany and shit like that. So they really, lean into her reality warping powers in this one.
Okay, yeah.
So, and then she has a wacky sidekick, the wacky neighbor named Agnes. So, and she dressed in Halloween as a witch. So, me putting on my, Avengers shit that I read before, I'm thinking this is Agatha Harkness.
Okay, that rings a bell.
Yeah. Now, Agatha Harkness in the comics was Franklin Richards' nanny. That was a fucking witch. She was a real witch.
She was in. Was she in the Tom King run?
Yes, she was.
Yeah,
she was because she's integral to this because she actually trained Scarlet Witch in the dark arts and make her a real fucking witch. Yeah,
that's
on top of her mutant powers. So she just that's why she's so fucking OP because she knows all this shit. So I'm pretty sure they brought Agnes in as a wacky neighbor, but I'm thinking that's what's really going on. She's gonna be like, no, I'm a real witch. I know the dark arts. I know sorcery. You have a natural talent for this shit. I'm gonna teach you this shit, and that's when she's gonna get like really nuts. Because like I said, as powerful as Wanda is in these MCU movies, they haven't even scratched the surface of what she can do in the comics.
Yeah, she's always fucking shit up.
Yeah, they had to tone her down.
I blame her for a lot of shit.
Yeah, if she was as powerful as she was in the comics as she was in the movie, she really would have ushered like 3 words. The shit would have been over.
It is like was it Infinity War when Okoye is like, why was she up there the whole time?
Right up there the whole time, right? Down here whooping ass, shit. So yeah, honestly, like I said, this is the thing I've been looking for the most out of all the Marvel projects.
It is, yeah. That's the only thing I'm looking forward to too.
Because Falcon went so cool, but just look like more Captain America.
I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a shit about a Hawkeye
what
else are they doing? The What If show? I don't care.
Yeah, What If show. But this looks original. Yeah, honestly, you know what it reminds me of? It feels like Marvel's version of Doom Patrol.
Okay.
Like not if you watch the trailer, you get a Doom Patrol vibe.
I still have not watched Doom Patrol. I plan on doing that.
Now, here's my thing. Doom Patrol, it gets out there. Season 2 gets even more out there. But I feel like this is like their version of Doom Patrol, but they're gonna rein it in Marvel style. Because they got to. You can't Doom Patrol Marvel audiences. You got to spoon feed them this shit. So you got to ease them into this shit. So yeah, that's what I think about that one. Moving past that one, let's get to the Vidja Game section. I wish I could fly through this one, but this is some big fucking news. Big fucking news. They had a whole big PlayStation 5 press conference.
Okay.
And they announced the price of it. I don't have the price, but I'm gonna just tell you what the price is. They got 2 versions of it. They got the digital only, no disc, non-disc version for $399. And they got the digital, and they got the disc version for $499, which is the same price as the Xbox Series X also. So $399, $49. That's the price of them right now. It comes out, I think, November the 12th. But here's where things got fucked up. So, when they announced it, Sony said, okay, and pre-order start tomorrow. Walmart said, fuck that. We're going to do it right now. So they just let the pre-orders just go right now, even though the shit wasn't ready yet. They completely sold out in 30 seconds. When that happened, Walmart let the floodgates open. Everybody else, Sony just told everybody else, like Best Buy and Target and Amazon, like, fuck it, y'all do it too. So they're sold out everywhere. You can't get a PlayStation 5 right now at all. They don't know when they're coming back in. They don't know when it's going to happen. You just got to just twiddle your thumbs and put your asshole, put your thumb in your asshole and just wait for it to see what happens. Because you never know what might happen. It might just say pre-order like now while we do the podcast. And I might miss out on it. Because guess what, Eli? My nephew read my mom's text messages. So he knows he's getting a PlayStation 5.
Oh, yeah?
Even though I can't find one. Oh, man. So, yeah, let's move past that. All right, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
All right, let's just fly through this one. So this is the comic book bullies where we talk about the comic books. And we can jump to this bad boy. Eli, I'm going to let you go first this time and let you go to the big boy.
Which one's the big boy? Batman?
Batman, yeah.
Okay. Batman 99.
Batman.
Joker War Part 5.
Yep.
So this is Part 5 of the Joker War. The Joker's billions. What do you want to call it?
Yeah, I want to call it that, but they don't want to.
So the Joker has found a way to steal Bruce Wayne's money. And he's got all Bruce Wayne is broke. Joker has all access to Batman's tech, his gadgets, everyth money,
and all that shit. He has a stretch Hummer.
Yes. He's rolling.
Which gets shitty gas mileage, but yeah.
Yeah. So it begins. Gotham is in total chaos. Joker has taken over the city. He's got like zombie Joker. He's been digging up bodies of all of his old victims and turning them into Joker zombies.
Oh, and he's renamed Gotham to Joker City.
Yeah. And he's driving to Ace Chemical, and he's on the phone with what's her name? The
Punchline. Yeah.
Punchline telling her, hey, get everything ready, get everybody into the theaters because he wants everybody to watch his Snyder cut.
Can we talk about this art, man?
The art
was just
The art is dope. That splash page was great.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joker goes to Ace Chemicals, shoots his driver, and then goes in.
And he said his name. What was his name? Abe. His name was Abe. Yeah. They had a good conversation like that. Yeah. He was like, "Thanks, Abe." Bam.
The whole time on the way there, and then just shoots him in the head. Goes into Ace Chemical and starts shooting all his goons. While he's on the phone with Punchline. So classic Joker shit. Then meanwhile, Batman, he's got the whole Bat family on the rooftops, and it's a very sentimental moment. He's apologizing.
Harley's there.
Yeah, Harley's there too. Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry for
Damien. No Damien.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Damien took off. So yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry for being a dick. I won't be a dick anymore. We're in this together. Let's take back the city. Everybody gets a mission. They all go off on their missions. Batman gives Dick his Nightwing gray suit, or Nightwing Grayson. I was going to say Grayson.
Yeah, because he no longer is Dickie Boy.
Yeah, he gives his Nightwing suit back to Dick Grayson. That's what I meant to say. And then takes off to go to Ace Chemical. Oh, that was a touching conversation.
Yeah. Father and son,
Yeah. Batman goes to Ace Chemical. Harley's like, okay, you're going to kill him this time. He's like, no, I'm Batman. I don't kill anybody. You got to kill him. And I thought that conversation was great between.
Right. Like she said, that's the only reason she brought him back.
Yeah. The only reason I saved you is so you can kill the Joker, because this.
Give him a flesh wound,
Yeah. The reason why, this keeps happening is because you won't kill the Joker. He will come back and keep coming back with even bigger, more insane schemes and, plans, every time. This is the same story over and over and over. This has to end differently. Again, this is Tinian talking to the audience,
right?
Talking to the reader,
because this cycle just is not making sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, if you're not going to kill him, I'm going to kill him. And it's like, if you better knock me out right now, or I'm going to go in there and kill him if you don't. And Batman just goes, nope. And he just walks away, leaves her.
Right. Cause she said, like, if he kills you, I'm killing him. If you let him get away, I'm killing him. One way or another.
Yeah. Yeah. So Batman goes into Ace Chemical, and then he finds a zombified Alfred.
Like that fucked me up because Batman was just like, all right, I've seen this shit a whole bunch of times. I already know what Joe's gonna throw at me. He said like, oh, I wasn't expecting that shit. Okay.
Yeah. And Batman, he thinks he's dreaming again, but like, no, this is real. And then it turns out, the Joker dug up Alfred's body and turned him into a zombie.
Right. Like that is fucked up, man. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And then it turns out Joker's got on Batman's new tech suit.
Which I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah. And then to be continued. He's like, you're not ready for what's happening next. And then that's where the book ends.
Man, I'm sorry, man. Tenet is killing this book, man. He's been killing it since he got on. I don't know why people hate this shit. Because yes, he's telling another Joker story, but everything he's throwing in, he's doing something different you weren't expecting before. Like all this Joker shit he's doing right now, Joker never done this shit before.
Yeah, I thought this was great. This is a 4 out of 5 for me. The art's dope. Mm-hmm. The twist at the end, the sentimental little conversation between him and the Bat family. And then just Joker being Joker, Like I said, I wasn't expecting to enjoy this book, because I was getting sick of the Joker ever since the movie came out. I was burned out on the Joker. So, but this book has been really good.
Like, how much Joker shit can you do?
Yeah.
Next book I'm gonna do is, let me just knock this X-Men shit out. Where's X-Men? Not the giant size one, just the regular X-Men one. Yeah, X-Men number 12. This book, I'm gonna just get through it real quick because ain't a whole lot of shit happened. This is just another one of those preludes to Age of Swords or X of Swords, whatever the fuck. Hold on, let's get into it. What do we got here? Gabe, what if it? Yeah, that was fucked up, Gabe. Thank you.
Which part? The fucking Alfred shit?
Alfred shit or the zombie shit or whatever the fuck was going on. But
Joker just shooting everybody.
Yeah, so basically what happened in this book, X-Men 12, like I said, this Apocalypse grandson who calls himself the Summoner, or he is a summoner, whatever the fuck his name is. And basically Apocalypse sitting down and telling him, it's almost complete. I'm about to take Krakoa and we're about to go through the portal, the external gate or whatever like that. But before I go, I want you to tell me the story of how you got here and how I got away. Because apparently Apocalypse doesn't remember. And he tells them the whole story. He was like, we had, and they explained this before, they had the Twilight Sword, it split Krakoa, it split whatever the name of the place. It wasn't Krakoa, it was called something else, but it split it in a Arako. What was that Doom shit?
Arrakis.
So this
Arako or whatever.
Alfred, yeah, that's it. Arako, and it split in Krakoa, so it split into two factions. And some people say, but they don't really know what happened. Some people say that Apocalypse did it, to save his people, to cut them off from the rest of the world. Some people say he sacrifices people to cut them off from the world. Nobody knows. That's the Twilight Sword right there. Like I said, it's another one of those Age of X swords, whatever the fuck like that, fighting these evil monsters. But anyway, so all the mutants, and there was just one mutant island with one mutant, and they call Apocalypse the first mutant of the second generation.
Oh damn!
Yeah. So that's a new thing. That's a Hickman thing right there. We always thought Apocalypse was the first mutant. They say no, it's been mutants before him, but this is the first one that we know about. So
because Null is coming.
Because the guy keeps playing this shit. While all that is going on, all the people that get stranded, all the mutants get stranded on the other planet. One of them is, like I said, his 4 horsemen got stranded, and one of them was his wife named Genesis. Now, whether it's a new thing, I don't know, but Genesis, Apocalypse. So you know Hickman.
Oh, there you go. Maybe Gabe got it all broken down.
Yeah. Let's see. I know Gabe know all this shit. Let's see. Let me spare this because I can't see
Krakoa, and
all that shit. Yeah.
Jericho.
Yeah. All that
Arako.
shit. Yeah. Have fun with it. Yeah. But that's like the main one. Then they got split in 2 houses like that. So basically, these mutants are stuck on this hell planet right here. But here's the thing: they carve off this one little piece where it's just them, and they can't be conquered. They have their own little. They basically make their own Krakoa, like their own version of Krakoa. They build their own nation. They can't be conquered. They build their own society. They give birth, and then the Apocalypse grandson is like 300 years old. So he tells like he got birth, all stuff like that. And he tells a story about his grandmother Genesis. She fought the leader of this planet, and her name was Annihilation. So I see what you're doing, Hickman. I see what you're doing. Apocalypse, Annihilation, stuff like that. So They get they meet up, they fight, and when they fight, Genesis never seen again. Because Annihilation is just that good. So basically, Apocalypse's grandson got tired of waiting around. He's like, I gotta go find you. So that's why he's in Krakoa right now, looking for Apocalypse, telling him, we need your help to, save us from Annihilation. Literally, because Annihilation, this mutant chick is coming to kill us. So he's like, I want you to go down there. I want you to take Banshee and Unis the Untouchable. He's a thing. I don't know what his powers are. Fuck him. Who cares? But they go down to the thing, and he was like, go down there, tell the people Apocalypse is coming, and if Annihilation has already killed everybody, come back, let me know so I can go down there and fuck her up. The end. So like I said, so maybe this is the X of Swords thing, because what Apocalypse is doing, he's not going down there. He's opening a portal to send Krakoa down there. But nobody on Krakoa knows this shit. He's gonna be like, surprise! Guess what I did? So that's what's going on in this book. Honestly, this is just some lore building, some more world building that Hickman is doing right now. I'm cool with it. He gave us some cool kick-ass Magneto shit last time, so I'm fine with a breather. Overall, the book 3.5 out of 5. It was cool. Unis the Untouchable, like, why the fuck is he here? But he's a thing. So,
all right.
Yeah. So what you got next?
I will do Hellions.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I have questions.
Okay.
Why?
Funny you should ask. Wait.
Hey, let me see what Kate said. Okay, hold on. No appearance who somebody talking to. This is his first appearance. No, not him. I'm talking about like all the other, like Annihilation, Genesis, those people. Yeah, I didn't know if Genesis was a thing. Like I said, we're talking about the Four Horsemen. But yeah, Eli, why?
Why am I reading Hellions?
Yes.
Out of obligation. Because
to who?
Because hey, a native character is in this. This has Gay Crow or Craig Grow.
Grow. Fuck.
Craig. Fuck. Scalp Hunter. Fuck.
And that's why they call him Scalp Hunter.
I can't say his fucking name. John K. Gray Crow.
Gray Crow.
Say that 3 times fast.
5 times fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading it, to practice what I preach. I'm bitching because there's never any native characters in comic books. Well, here there's one, so I better read it.
Be the change.
Yes. There you go. The change I want to see in the world. Got to put my money in the mouth where my mouth is and read this shit. And you know what? It's not bad. It's actually pretty fucking cool. It's basically Suicide Squad with the mutants.
Okay.
We have
that's what I heard it was. Yeah.
We have a bunch of what's the lineup here? The lineup. We got Psylocke. She's like the leader, and Hot Psylocke.
Okay, not the British one, the hot one, the Jim Lee one we grew up with.
Yeah, Hot Psylocke is back. We got Havoc, Orphan Maker, Nanny, a little robot named Nanny. I don't know who the fuck that is, but Wild Child, Empath, who. Scalp Hunter.
Wait, first off, what is Gray Crow's powers?
I don't know. You know what? He has guns, and that's all I give a shit about.
Why do so many mutants have guns? That's the shit I don't understand.
I think he's strong, and he's got a healing factor, and he's got like a robot arm, and he has guns, and he just shoots everybody. It's so fucking great, And he shoots Empath like in the second or third issue. Like they showed up at the place. So, anyways, yeah. Empath, Wild Child. We have Arclight. Oh, these were the villains and shit. So they go to Essex, Sinister's old lab to kill all the old clones. When they get there, they find Madeline Pryor.
Wait, first, who sent them to kill the clones?
Krakoa. They basically got all these like mutant villains, and that's how they're. We're gonna call you the Hellions, and give you missions to do.
Oh,
so
the Quiet Council.
Yeah, the council,
Okay,
the council
gotcha.
on Krakoa said, we're going to give you guys missions to, for therapeutic purposes, to get your anger issues out and your aggressions out. Give you a mission. So they send them to Sinister's old island or whatever laboratory, which where the Marauders, the original Marauder clones were there,
right,
to go destroy it. So they go there. And this is issue 4. So like I'm progressing. They get there right away. Grey Crow shoots Wild Child because he's like wilded out. He shoots him like dead, like straight up.
Like they shoot their own teammates. Okay.
Yeah, he shoots them.
Team killing. The Call of Duty. Okay.
Yeah. They get there, but Madeline Pryor, she's there and she's resurrecting all the old clones.
So is she full Goblin Queen right now?
Yeah, and she's putting all the little demons inside all these clones. So they're like goblin mutant zombie things.
Cool.
And that's what's been going on. So this is like issue 4, big old battle going on. Havoc and she has Havoc. Madeline has Havoc like all like bandit, like chained up and shit, and she's like kind of fucking with them and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then everyone's sort of fighting battles. Everybody's fighting all these mutant clones. John Grey Crow.
We're gonna learn his name before the review is over with.
He ends up shooting and killing Madeline.
But you can't really kill her, can you?
Yeah, but these are mutants. They can resurrect. That's why he shot Wild Child. We'll just resurrect you anyway, and you're being an asshole. So he shoots Madeline. And, of course, because Havoc used to go out with Madeline, he Havoc's out.
Wait, that's his brother's baby mama, though.
Yeah, they explained that this was a clone of Jean Grey, but he fell in love with this and not Jean Grey. It's like a weird X-Men soap opera shit from years ago that I don't give a fuck about, but whatever. he killed the bitch. He got all Captain Save-A-Ho and then Havoc'd out and blew up the place. And kind of like they kill all the Marauders. Actually, the ones that are left alive, what's her face? Psylocke's like, okay, Grey Crow, this is your old squad. We can, if you want to save them, we can save them if you want. We'll see. We'll bring them to the council. He's like, yeah, okay. And he just starts shooting them all. That's why I thought this was great. The Indian guy finally got to do some shit and he's got a gun. And I love that.
Right. No tomahawk.
No bow and arrow. That's my biggest pet peeve. I hate it when the Indian guy doesn't get a gun, when they give a fucking bow and arrow to the Indian guy, like GI, like Storm or Spirit.
I meant to tell you, Yondu. Yondu is in the comics supposed to be like a Native American also. That's why he's supposed to have a futuristic bow and arrow.
Oh, yeah. Like even Danny Moonstar, she's psychic, but she shoots psychic arrows.
Right.
And fucking, I hate that. It's like my biggest pet peeve in the movies or in comic books. What's the Magnificent Seven? The new one with
Denzel and Star-Lord, yeah.
Yeah, everybody got guns except the Indian guy. He's got 2 sticks and a string. Everybody, even the Asian, there's an Asian cowboy. He don't got nunchucks. He's got a gun. Like Denzel ain't riding a zebra, but the Indian guy has a fucking bow and arrow and shit. Like everybody's got guns except the Indian guy. I hate that shit. But in this, John Grey
Crow, yeah.
Scalp Hunter. Fuck it. I'm calling him Scalp Hunter. I don't give a shit.
That's racist.
I'm the native Uncle Ruckus, yeah. He's got guns and he's just shooting up everybody. So basically, this is the final issue in this story arc. They blow up the facility. They go back to Krakoa. And they're at the council approving who's going to get resurrected. The Marauders are going to get resurrected, but Madeline is not. And this is the whole, some geeky X-Men philosophical debate happens. Whether or not should Madeline be resurrected? Is she a mutant or is she a clone? And they decide she's a clone. so she's not going to get resurrected.
They're all clones.
But she didn't start.
They keep dying and coming back.
But she's a clone of Jean Grey, and Jean Grey is the original.
Oh, they got rules. It breaks the okay, yeah.
So this, of course, Havoc is all like heartbroken and pissed off, and that's
his brother's baby mama. What the fuck?
But that's what he argues. He's like, but she was her own person. She was her own.
Like that's Cable's mama. So it's like, fuck her because she's a clone.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're at.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So I figured you ex geeks would appreciate.
Yeah. Don't worry. On Gomer's show, they're gonna break this X minute down to the X hour. So.
Yeah, they probably got a whole hour dedicated
philosophical debate.
Is it a clone, a real, or a human, or a mutant, worthy of being resurrected and all that shit. So that's kind of where it ends. Havoc is all pissed off, and it ends, and it says next is this Exosword shit. But other than that, I thought this has been pretty cool. Like, it's got a native character. He ain't in the background. He's actually getting to do shit. This issue, he got to do a lot of shit, and he's got a gun. And he's just kicking ass, and that's all I want. That's all I've been wanting, You know what I'm saying? So this is a 4 out of 5. Even though I'm not a big X-Men fan, I dug on this. So
yeah, because you had me confused. Like, why are you reading this? All right, let's go to the call. Let's see what we got. What you got from me, Gabe? Yeah, I know. Great Crows.
Yeah, I still can't say it. Grey Grove. Gay.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, in the X-Force, they kill Quentin Quire like every issue. I think Wolverine stabbed him one time just to shut him up and just, brought him back. So, fuck it.
Oh, yeah, what she did to Havoc's mouth. She, like, fucking sewed his mouth shut. Or basically, like that Matrix shit when they made his mouth disappear.
Yeah.
Madeline did that to Havoc.
Yeah, because she can do that shit. Yeah, it's a Goblin Queen, whatever. So, what you got? Nanny talking to Sinister.
Oh, yeah, there was some, what happened there? I forget, but yeah, there's some scenes where he something about like he kind of knew what Sinister was doing the whole time or something like that.
Wait, Nanny is a he or a she?
Nanny's this little robot.
I think can you show a picture of it? Because I think I remember Nanny.
Yeah, right here. Hold up. Guided panel here. So there's Grey Crow, and then the little robot right there.
I think I remember Nanny. Yeah, I think I remember that. That was in an Avengers book. I think he tried to kidnap Franklin Richards, some bullshit. I can't remember what happened, but anyway, some shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that. I saw what you did. Please warning, the little mouth. Yeah. All those dead mutant children you throw away like trash. Now, yeah. So they're basically, he's accusing him. Nanny's gonna kill Sinister. Is that what happens? Or he wants, because he's basically, I know you all those clones that you made. You're gonna have to answer for all those clones that you made that are now dead.
Interesting.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, it's a whole argument they get into. How many mutants have been resurrected? How many of your children are still there? So he's asking, when I come to punish you, I want you to know how many orphans it will make. Oh,
damn. Okay, so he's coming to kill him. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I dug on it. I really dug on it, and I'm not an X-Men fan, so.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Next book we're gonna do is another X-Men book. Yay! I'm gonna just run through this one. This was giant size X-Men. Eli, just like you had an obligation, I have an obligation also.
Oh, is this the Storm book?
This is the Storm book. I mean, it's like everybody, Storm needs a movie. Storm needs a movie, a TV show. They're not gonna give Storm a movie if they can't even give a successful comic book. So you gotta walk before you run. So if they gonna give Storm a comic book and it's supposed to be like a book about her, then fuck it. I'm gonna buy it and just see what they're gonna do. Guess what, Eli? She's barely in this book.
Giant size too, huh?
It's about her, but not about her.
Giant size Storm book with no Storm, huh?
Right. She's there. Basically, what Storm is that she has I want to say it's the legacy virus. It may not be the legacy virus, but she has a legacy virus. She got the machine thing going on with her. And Emma Frost is like, well, just kill her. Just start over again. And Storm's like, fuck you. She every time she get mad, thunderstorms, type of shit like that. So Phantom X says, let's go to the world. And the world is this thing that the X-Men keep trying to go to, but they can't get there. And they hire this AIM H to get in there, and they go there, and she gets the machine taken out of her. Again, fuck this book, man. I only read it because it was Storm, and she don't even do shit. They got these other assholes running around, Cypher, and that chick in the back with the werewolf chick, and Phantom X. The fuck, just valiant looking motherfucker. I don't know. And who else we got there? It has some cool. When she does show up, she does cool shit. All she does is get mad and just threaten people with lightning, but she don't do shit. I don't know. Fuck this book.
We had that conversation about how all the black characters have lightning.
We do, man.
Electrical powers.
Yeah, we got Storm, Black Lightning, Black Vulcan, Static Shock, shit. Miles Morales has electricity powers for some fucking reason.
He does have a lightning. I forgot about
that. Like, why? You're black. Of course you got lightning powers. Oh, yeah, gay. I don't know what the fuck going on. Fuck this book, man. You know what? Honestly, a lot of these giant-sized books, I think I'm going to get something from them, and most of them just throwaway books. So I don't know why I keep reading this shit. I don't know. Fuck it. Fuck it. You go.
All right. Okay, what did I get? Oh, Immortal Hulk. All right, let me get I had to take notes on this. Shit is crazy.
Okay. Not zero. We got
no. This is 37.
37. I got you. You good? Okay.
Okay. So, what's been going on? Okay, so I had to take notes because I had to explain. So remember last issue, I didn't know who the leader possessed. He possessed some body in the lab, and I didn't know who the fuck it was. Well, it turns out in this issue, it was the football player from way back in like the beginning of this run. So a few years ago when this run first started, that town in Iowa, this football player, he was like a high school football player. He got injured and his dad was like a gamma scientist and he tried to inject his son. Well, he injected his son with gamma to like heal him and ended up killing him, but not really kill him. He woke up in his coffin. And
okay.
Yeah. So, and then Shadow Base found him and dug him up, and now he's been in a lab because they got a bunch of lab of gamma victims, And in the last issue, the leader who's been, kind of in and out of the green hell has been able to possess people. He possessed Rick Jones and made Rick Jones blow himself up in that Io town, and then they blamed it on the Hulk. And then Alpha Flight, or they're called Gamma Flight now, they showed up to, fight the Hulk. They've been fighting, but then the leader possessed that kid, the football player in the lab, so he could get into Shadow Base because now he's talking to Doc Samson. And he ends up taking Doc Samson down to hell, to the green hell.
Has he ever been there before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been there. Like most of the Gamma people, if they've died, they go to green hell, but then they resurrect. Now they break down how the hell works, the place below all or whatever it's called, the hell, the green hell that the Hulk people, gamma powered people go to. And it's basically we talk about the green door, and that's the way for you to get back to Earth. Well, everybody has their own green doors. That's what they broke down to. Everybody, all gamma beings who die go to green hell, but they all go through their own separate doorway. So everybody has their own green door. And since the leader's been down there for so long, he knows where everybody's door is. That's why he's able to go and possess everybody.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's also this thing called the red door. And if you go through that, you're dead permanently, I guess. So meanwhile, back on Earth, the Hulk is fighting Gamma Flight. Absorbent Man's beating the shit out of Hulk. They're fighting and shit. Puck, he has this like Hulk killing weapon, like this laser that can kill Hulk beings. And he ends up shooting the Hulk. He shoots the Hulk, kills the Hulk, sends the Hulk to green hell where Doc Samson and the leader is right now. And the leader possesses the Hulk.
Whoa. So he was waiting for him to get down there.
So this was all planned by the leader. The leader set this whole thing up. Now, because the Hulk is got all those personalities in him, the leader is all those personalities at the same time.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? And that's where the book ends. The keeper of the door. This was crazy, man. This is a 5 out of 5. This was nuts.
Okay, yeah, they really going there with this Hulk book. Let's see what we got. Like She-Hulk, didn't she die in Empire? Yeah, I think they said. No. Did she come back to the Green Door, or did she just?
She came back, but I think that's what they're gonna do. She's supposed to, because she died in Empire, and I'm like, oh, right. And now they're doing the Immortal She-Hulk.
Right.
So I'm wondering.
But the thing is, they never explained it in Empire. No. Like she walked through. It's like thing just talked to her. He like snap out of She-Hulk, and then she just snapped out of it. But I think that's what they're gonna do in Immortal She-Hulk. They're gonna explain she walked through the Green Door, blah blah blah, whatever. Because basically they said no. When they take your body over, you're dead. You're done. So, but they never taken over Hulk before, so that's what's going on with that one. So next book we're going to review is Thor number. I don't know what the fuck we're on right now. Thor number something. What is this? 7? Thor number 7. We're cranking up there. Down in case y'all nobody else doing it, so we got to keep it going. This was an interesting book. So we're on a whole new arc. This is the arc, and the arc is called, I think, The Hammer Falls. So basically what the book is about is that the hammer has fell down to Midgard again. If you don't know what Midgard is, Midgard's Earth, anyway, like that. And it fell into Broxton, Oklahoma. Broxton, Oklahoma has a long history in the comic books with Thor, because Thor one time when he brought Asgard to Earth, it floated over Broxton, Oklahoma. It's not a real place. It's just a place they did. So a guy finds, I think the guy's name is Adam Aziz or something like that. So he finds the hammer because he lives in Broxton. He looks at the hammer and makes a phone call. While he's doing that, this lady Sif sees what's going on. She's like, Thor, what the hell are you doing? And Thor's like, I'm doing something right now. Don't worry about it. And then he's having a meeting, and the meeting he's having a meeting with is Beta Ray Bill. Now he's sitting there having a meeting with Beta Ray Bill. He like, Beta Ray, Bill, sit down with me. I need you to have a conversation with me. And while they're talking, he like, catch up with me. What you been doing, Bill? I heard you was with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I heard you was with the Inhumans. And Bill's like, yeah. You know what else happened, Thor? You beat my ass and you smashed my hammer. You remember that? Good times, huh? Fuck you, Thor. I'm about to leave. So he like really got angry with him. He was like about to throw the wine in his face like that. He was like, because first off, all this shit you just did, you went out of your way to tell me I am not Asgardian. So you are not my kings. You can't tell me what to do. So I'm about to get the fuck out of here. Fuck you, Thor. Fuck everybody else. Fuck Asgard. I'm out. And Thor's like, no, don't leave. I need you to do something for me. Because if you remember in the stinger of the last book, he had this vision of Thanos. Because he got a vision of the Black Winter, what kills Thor, and he got a vision of Thanos holding the Infinity Gauntlet in one hand, with Mjolnir in the other, with all the Marvel zombies behind him, where he turns everybody into zombies. And he says this is what kills Thor eventually. So that's why he wants to get details from Beta Ray Bill, because Beta Ray Bill was the last guy to fight him. Beta Ray Bill like, look, I killed Thanos myself. I threw my hammer through him, busted a hole in his chest, threw him into another dimension with Hela, and we separated his body. And on top of that, his brain wasn't even in his body. His brain was like somewhere else. So he's dead. He can't come back. And Thor's like, I don't know. He might come back. So what Thor is like, I tell you what, Bill, don't leave. Stay here in Asgard. Be my right hand. Be my second in command. He's like, what? Just in case I need to beat your ass in case you do some stupid shit? You're like, yes, that's what I need you to do. You're like, but I don't have a hammer. You're like, take whatever hammer you want. Take as many hammers you want. I don't care. Take them all. So he takes his hammer. And I'm trying to think what happened. Oh, and other shit happens. This shit actually went viral this weekend. Now, the reason Thor threw his hammer down to Midgard is because he wanted to fuck with Tony Stark. Now he went down to because that's what happened. That old dude called Tony Stark, told him to come get the hammer. So he went down to the hammer, and Tony Stark's phone number is written on the hammer.
I did see that. Yeah,
It's fucking stupid. Now, the reason Thor did that shit is because in the first issue, Stark wrote on the hammer. And so basically Thor is like, fuck you, fuck you, Stark, writing on my hammer. So that's why he put his phone number down there so everybody could get to his shit. But that ain't the reason he threw the hammer down there. He realized the hammer is getting heavier and heavier for him, but it's not a situation where somebody else is worthy. It's the fact that everybody is worthy. Because that old mechanic dude named Adam Aziz, he touches the hammer, picks it up, and this happens. Boom.
Oh, so everybody's Thor?
Anybody picks up the hammer gets his powers. Know whether you're worthy or not. That's what's going on right now. So, some trippy shit, man. Some trippy fucking shit. So that's the new story that's going on right now.
It's a real number two.
But here's the thing. Let me see. Real number two. Who is this? I can't read that. My eyesight shit.
And it's a real number too, he says.
Yes. Matter of fact, that's what I was going to do right now, Eli. We're going to call that number.
Oh, really?
We're going to call that number right now on the podcast.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see and get everything set up for you. Let me see. Yes, call that one. I don't know if this is going to work. This is on the fly. Let's just see it works. Boom. And yes, outgoing call. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Hi. Yes, this is Iron Man. However, due to some big blonde jerk, I no longer use this number. But hey, nice try anyway. For all things Tony Stark, please visit www.tonystarkironman.com and try and stay safe out there, yeah? I'm busy enough as it is.
Did it go through?
It did. I heard it.
Oh shit, that worked. That fucking worked. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the real number I just called from there. So that's brilliant marketing, from them. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Overall, pretty fun book. So yeah. Gabe, thanks for that, because you reminded me, because I almost forgot about that shit before you said something. So. See what book you got next.
I'm pretty much done, but the only other book I read, there was Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Her birthday was this past week.
Mm-hmm.
She's 69 years old. You believe that shit?
I do not.
Yeah, still fine as hell, but she's always held a special place in my heart. One of my first crushes as a kid.
And other parts also.
Yes. Before I could get my hands on porn.
Hey, we had Elvira. Like I said, we were young. The struggle was real. You kids don't know how good you have it.
Yeah, before the internet, where you can see all kinds of shit. We had
all kind of hentai,
Yeah, we had to be like Indiana Jones and find our porn. Go on quests, And one of mine was Elvira, finding magazines. And DC put out a book back in the 80s when I was a kid called Elvira's House of Mystery.
Now, House of Mystery is actually like a DC story, but they just tie her brand to it. That's all.
Yeah. She took over the House of Mystery during the 80s from I believe it was Kang. So back in the day, House of Mystery was like DC's Tales from the Crypt.
Because I think Swamp Thing debuted from there.
Yeah, that's what Swamp Thing. Yeah, Bernie Wrightson did art for it, and Kane was like the crypt keeper. And that's how, you go to this house and then he tell you a horror story. And in this book, so basically this week, issues 1 and 2 were like 99 cents. So I was like, fuck it. I bought them. I used to have a bunch of them when I was a kid. And I read it. And it was just for nostalgia purposes, just, rereading these, the book starts out, the wraparound story is her being chased by a mob of witch hunters, and she ends up they're trying to burn her at the stake, and she ends up at the House of Mystery. The ghost of Kane basically says, "Hey, you're taking over this house now, and it's your job to be the caretaker."
For those who don't know, the House of Mystery was actually in the Justice League Dark cartoon where they blew up shit. That was the floating house.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway,
and it's just a few stories, horror stories, murder and mayhem, crime stories, ghost stories. There's a story about like a kind of a kung fu evil wizard that reminded me of Big Trouble in Little China. There's a story about these kids making a monster movie and all this stuff. So it's like I said, it's like a Tales from the Crypt.
It's an anthology story.
It's every book, every issue was like a couple of short little horror stories. And I read these as a kid. They didn't have it. I don't know which number it was, but there was one that I always loved. And it was about these street gangs. This one street gang that was like the toughest gang in the city. This is like back in like the 60s, or like the Warriors, you know what I mean? It was like they were defending their turf, and this one particular street gang never lost a fight. They never lost a rumble. And it turns out that they would, tell the rivals to come to their turf, and then they'd hide, and then a big giant monster would come out and kill the rival gang. So that's how this gang was defeating all their rivals, because they had like a pet monster. Well, there was this other gang in the city that was also never lost a fight, and they finally challenged them. So they finally meet, and the one gang takes off to go. Their monster comes out, but it turns out that other gang had a monster too. And the last page is just the monsters eating everybody and shit.
Wow.
And that's like, I always just love that story. And that was in a Elvira House of Mystery. So I didn't get that one because they only put out like two of these on Comixology, but I would like to find that book again. That was pretty cool. So just out of nostalgia, I picked it up. Like I said, happy birthday to Elvira. And I think that's why they put out this book for 99 cents. And I checked it out and just had a gay old time.
Cool. No problem.
Little retro review, I guess.
Okay. So anything else we booked out, or?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Pretty much it. I got no more books. I do want to say today is the 21st of September. So you already know what it is fall. You can feel it. Well, you can't feel it. I'm from Mississippi. I can feel it.
No, yeah, I can feel it. Well, yeah, it's getting cool. Like the leaves.
The breeze is coming, right?
Yeah. It's cooling off up here. So
everybody knows what the final song is going to be since the 21st of September. If you don't know, you're going to hear it on Facebook. Everybody's going to post it tomorrow. I'm not even going to say what it's going to be. Next week, I don't know what we're going to do. We might go watch other movies like that. Eli, this weekend is the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
My theater is showing it, so I'm going to see it. I mean,
it showed at the drive-in up here during the summer, and there was a few theaters showing it. I never made it out there, but I'm always down to talk about Empire.
Fuck, we're gonna talk about Empire next week. We just briefly. It's like the only Star Wars movie we can talk about, we can agree on, without breaking into World War III. So hold on, we got one more caller before we get out of here.
I didn't read any Star Wars book. I don't care. And that Vader book I was reading, I don't care. He's just
it's filler.
He's just pussy whipped over Padme. I don't care anymore.
All right. So next week we'll come up with some more stuff. This was a packed show. It's like just more and more stuff just got packed as it went on like that. So hopefully next episode won't be as crazy as it was this time. But we'll wrap and see we go from there. So until then, it's Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same